Hey, Angels. I don't know what happened there. I'm so sad because I lost all of your great questions. So send all of your questions back to me all over again, because we'll get started back where we left off. I don't know what happened. I think my Wi-Fi dropped out. Anyway, regardless of that, here's what I was answering, was what would have happened to Clary in season 4, and how it was all about redemption for her, for going to the dark side and for going through all of those things. I wanted to take Clary into a direction of going full military, full soldier, full in the guise, almost Alex season 1, in the sense that in order to make up for the things that she had done, she was going to fight for what was right and fight for the shadow world and fight for everything, and maybe even fight to take down the Clave, or fight to, that seems to be Izzy's thing, and if Izzy was her parabatai, that would obviously be what they were doing. Can I just say it's so funny to finally get to say all these things, because I've been keeping all of these secrets for so long. So I'm glad I get to tell someone. All right, back to your good questions. What's my favorite Clary? Good Clary or bad Clary? Listen, I love good Clary as much as the next girl. Bad Clary was so much fun. But I think my favorite Clary was the Clary, or would have been the Clary that happened in season 4. Because she had grown up, she'd been to the dark side, she'd come back, and she was on a mission. But hey, we'll let her live on in our imagination. Do I speak French? Not yet, but I'm learning French. And I thought I was going to have time to learn a lot more before the Paris convention this year, and I really need to get on it. But I'm going to try. You guys might just have to teach me next time I see you. Ooh, there's so many questions. If I could create one more scene, what would it be? We actually talked about this. So it's a little alteration. We've actually talked about this a lot. We have so many days on set where we talk about what could we do with these characters? What could we play with? And we have this idea of making somehow the Shadowhunters are stuck in a situation. They're stuck somewhere and they just have to sit and be stuck and deal with all of their issues and confront them all and just talk to each other. And maybe it's they're camping and they get stuck somewhere, or maybe they're, snowed in somewhere into Magnus's apartment and they have to just be. The power's out. For some reason, he can't portal anywhere and they're just stuck. It'd be fun. It's really just an excuse to all spend time together and play with these characters. Okay, oh my goodness, there's so many questions. Ooh, what is my favorite scene on Arrow? I really loved the scene with Emily at the end of episode 16, where we actually had our heart-to-heart for the first time. There's some really beautiful scenes in the finale coming up next week that I'm very excited for you guys to see. And some really badass scenes too, so stay tuned for that, for sure. What was the saddest scene in season 3? I think for me it's probably a tie between the last scene I shot with Luke, where Clary kills Jonathan, or the final scene that we shot, which was sort of the chunk of scenes, which was the Malik wedding reception. Because that was our last day on set, and that was the day I had to do the scene with Maris, where I ask her about angels and forgiveness, and where I say goodbye to Simon, and where I say goodbye to Jace. And from the moment I read those scenes, I knew they were going to be hard for me to get through. because Todd and Darren did such a beautiful job of writing them so close to my heart, as well as so close to Clary's, and so much of my relationship with Alberto, my relationship with Dom, my relationship with Nicola were woven into those scenes. Sorry, God. But not only was Clary saying goodbye to those characters, but I was, and to those relationships, and it just made me think about all of the memories that we had while we were shooting, and all of the amazing things I learned from these people who have meant so much to me. And it's not that I'm never going to see them again. It's not that the fandom's going to go away. It's just the fact that the time you spend creating with those people is really special. And it's lightning in a bottle, and it's rarefied air. And it's one of those situations that time is fleeting, and it becomes so precious. And it's something I'm never going to forget. Just because it was such a positive influence on my life. And because I love them. But Shadow Fam is for life. They're also beautiful scenes, so it's all a big bundle of emotions for sure. Oh, you had best believe that I'm going to stay in touch with the rest of the cast. Don't you worry. We are a firm family, and we are not going anywhere. I see these guys all the time. And that's the one thing that I hope we can all carry with us, is the fact that the Shadow Fam, be it us as a cast, or you guys as a fandom, or all of us together, or any iteration thereof, we've all shared something. We've all been on a journey together. We've all been through a process, and we've all been a part of the story. So we'll always be connected. And there's nothing that's ever going to change that. Do I believe there's a part of the shadow world that's real? I don't doubt that there could be. I mean, listen. There are enough stories about all this. And look, they make it work in the shadow world. It could exist. We could just not know. I mean, we could all be mundanes. Or we could be, secret Shadowhunters for all we know. Maybe there's more mothers like Jocelyn out there. If anybody ever figures it out, though, let me know. Because I'd really, really like to know. And low-key, I really want to meet a warlock. Just saying. My goodness. Would I ever make a sequel? Yes. Yes, I would. If anyone were to bring this show or any iteration thereof around and would like me to be a part of it, I'm there. With this team, with these stories, these characters, it'll always be special to me, and it'll always be something that I would love to go back to if given the opportunity. Who's my favorite Shadowhunters character? I've said this time and time again. I mean, okay, to be fair, Shadowhunters is chock full of incredible characters. So you couldn't have a wrong answer to this question if you tried. But from reading the books and making the show, the Jonathan Sebastian character has always been my favorite. Just because he is such a beautifully tragic mess, and his story, I've never hated a character more when I read the books, just because he was so vile and so evil and just, I was so angry at Jonathan. Until the end. Until the last book. Until his last scene. And then he made me love him in a matter of about a minute. My mind was blown. That character earned my respect in that moment. Because I'd never experienced that with a character before. And then on top of that, to have Will Tudor and Luke Baines bring this character to life in such a beautiful way. And to be able to work with them a lot on creating this relationship and these characters. What more could I ask for? Ooh, okay, I have a question I'm gonna think about. My goodness. What do I think about the character of Lilith? It didn't click. Wait, come back. Wait. Oh, it couldn't be shared. That's weird. I think Lilith is awesome. Lilith is very hard to say. But Anna Hopkins kills it, so. Oh my gosh, you guys. I feel like I'm leaving so many moments, but there's so many good questions. It's hard to, I want to make sure I see as many as possible. What's the most important thing I learned from Clary? I think the most important thing I learned is that it's okay to not be perfect, and that you can find so much beauty in you can find a real beauty in the journey of making mistakes to figure out how to grow up. There's something really beautiful in Clary's journey, in that she makes a lot of mistakes and she learns from them and she moves on, but somehow, even though they're mistakes, somehow she finds the good in them, and she makes something good come of them. And that is something I had never thought about before. So there you go. I also learned how to fight with, daggers and stuff. Do I have a real life best friend like Simon? Yes, I have Alberto Rosende. I also have friends that I've known my entire life who have been there for me always, and yes. But yeah, Alberto is always the Simon to my Clary. The most awkward scene with Dom? Wait, why can't I share this? Wait, there it is. What was the most awkward scene with Dom? I wouldn't say this was awkward. I guess it was. Well, it was awkward because he gives me trouble about it now. So in the opening scene one of the opening scenes of the final episode, you see Jason Clary, there's like a flash of the two of us sleeping. So we shot that on a Sunday morning, and I was really sleepy, and I'm pretty sure I didn't get to bed soon enough the night before. So here I am yawning just thinking about it. I actually fell asleep during that, but so did Tom. He won't tell you he did, but he did too. But it was very funny because we both actually just took a little snooze. It was a very comfortable bed. They did well. Shout out to Set Deck. Did I cry in the end of Shadowhunters? Yes. On screen and off. I think that's an easy question. Favorite book? So, I'll give you two, because I have two books that I absolutely adore. Well, there are many books I adore, but if I had to pick two. Watership Down by Richard Adams, and The Alchemist. I forget the author's name, but The Alchemist. See, am I missing anything in these comments? I'm almost sure I am. Let me just check. There's so many options of things to look at. My gosh, you guys are so wonderful. Can I just say how much I adore the Shadow Fam, and how wonderful that I think you guys are for being here for us through all this, and for being so enthusiastic. There's so many shows that when they end, people just give up and don't stick with it till the end, or they just let it fizzle out. But you guys have helped us go out with a bang, and that is really awesome. Wait, there's more questions up here, aren't there? You guys, wait 1 second. Hold on. Favorite song at the moment? just listening to the other day. Hold on, I have to check my Spotify.